Hey guys, today I'm going to create another model in NX. So we will see how it goes. It's just another simple model, and we will explore few more commands and give it a practice session for another model. So let's start. I have already created another file and named it as a model 3, and I hope my viewers are already aware how to create a new file and save on a specific folder that they want, and along with that you can also change the units if you want for the model from here. As I have already created a new file, I will not create again, so let's start. We'll start by a sketch. Take one sketch and pick a plane, click OK. So as we all discuss in our every video that every designer before starting he just wraps his mind around the drawing and create a 3D model in the mind, and he strategize how he's going to create in the 3D. So I also did the same. By looking at the drawing, I feel that I will start from this circular section, and then later on I will draw this body, linear body. So I will create the circle first. For circle there is a shortcut O. If anyone is interested in shortcuts, I'll keep repeating in my videos. O is the circle shortcut. There is two ways you can draw one circle: by clicking on center and specifying the radius, and there is another method you can use by clicking on 3 points. It can be useful when you have 3 lines and you want to have the circle tangent to all 3 lines. Again, there are two input methods. There can be dimensional method and there can be XY method. So it doesn't matter which one you pick. So I'll start with my center and radius command, center and diameter command from 0 by clicking on the existing sketch origin. Diameter, it is given 56 to me. I'll enter 56. So this is what I wanted. I can also create another circle inside which is of 32 diameters, and then I will create the cutout. This is 32, 56, 32. My sketch is fully constrained, and I can always utilize the sketch even more if it is possible. I can see that this cutout of 6 millimeter, I can also add this cutout in the same sketch. So I will just use the profile command. I'll start it roughly and then I will constrain it. So what I want is this line to be in the center, so I will pick the point and the datum axis and click the constraint point on curve. It will just move my entire profile into the center of the profile. Now I will use the trim command. Trim command shortcut is T. I no longer need these access commands or the curves, sorry, so I'll trim them out. This is the only profile I needed. So to keep it in the center, I will draw one line in the center and I'll just put it to the reference, clicking here and convert to reference, and then this point will be placed on the middle so that it remains in the middle. Now the dimension 6 millimeters, dimensions shortcut is D. Click both the edges and enter 6 millimeter. So you can see it is still in the center even after changing the dimension. So that's what I wanted. Now sketch is fully constrained. I have created this profile and I will exit the sketch by clicking finish. There you can also see that there was a shortcut to end the sketch, Control D. So there is one short command menu at right click and hold. You can customize this. It is fit, wireframe, snap to the nearest view. This is for rendering studio, and this is for shaded edges, and this is shaded without edges. Okay, so I will use the extrude command. Shortcut is X. You can hover your cursor over the command, and there is in the bracket you can see that is the shortcut. So I will use X for extrude, and I know it is 56 millimeter, so I will use the sketch. It is in the air because there is start limit given. I do not want it. I will put it 0, and end limit I have it is 56 millimeters. So this is what I wanted. Boolean operation would be none, as it is the new body here. Click OK, and my first feature is ready. So let's move on to the next feature. I hope you guys remember that if I create a new sketch from this command, there will be a separate entry for that, and separate entry for the feature always. But if you want to avoid this separate entry of the sketches, you can always create the sketches inside the command, just like I will do it in the next one. Still, you can do after that. After creating it separately, right click and select make sketch internal. So let's move on and create the next feature, this linear profile. For that, I already have the datum in the center. I will create from this side and will move to this side, or extrude to this side. So what we can do is we can create a sketch from this view. So I'll show you the sketch inside the feature. So this is the sketch section. Inside the extrude command, you can just click here, and the sketch command activates. I want to start sketching on this datum. As you can see, this blue arrow indicates this will be the facing side, and if I click OK here, it will rotate around like this, and it will this side will be my front side. But I want the front side to be as it is, as I can see on my screen. To do that, what I will do is I will reverse the front side, and still it will not be in this position. I want it in this position, but if I click OK, this will rotate and it will be upside down. So in order to correct that, this horizontal axis should be on the right side. So I will reverse the direction of the red axis as well. Now if I click OK, it will be as I want to. So this is what I wanted, and now from the bottom it is 24 millimeters. Okay, we will cut this section later. First we will just draw this box from the center to 90 millimeters, and this is 24, and 32 plus 8 and plus 8, 32 plus 8 40, 40 plus 8 48. So 24 into 48 rectangle, and it should be in the middle. This is the rectangular command, and R is the shortcut for that, and there are 3 ways you can create the rectangle. This is the 2-point rectangle. The orange dots can clearly indicate how it is going to be made, or how you will have to provide the inputs. First 2-point means one click here and one click here, your rectangle is ready. 3-point will be it can be used to create a rectangle that is not always parallel to in horizontal axis or the vertical axis. We can use 3 points to create an angle, just like this starting point, oh sorry, start point, and you can drive the angle which way do you want. Then click the second point and then third point. Similarly, third is if you have something in the center and you want to start from the center and move it outside. It can be vertically centered and horizontally centered from here like this. So I hope you are clear what type of rectangles we can create from here. All these can be mixed up with the profile command. Mostly you can use profile command literally to almost create anything inside the sketch. Anyway, we will use the rectangle feature, and I will roughly create a rectangle here, and then I will just constrain to our edges and the datums that we already have. First thing I would like to do is to put all my profile into the center. In order to do that, what I will do is I'll pick center point of this line and I will just constrain it. There are two ways I can do that. One thing is, as in the previous sketch I did, I can pick this axis and put it on curve. It will be here, but then vertically I'll have to give a separate constraint to position it on the bottom. But now I have one point at the bottom. I will select that point. It can be the center of this edge also. It can be the center of my sketch as well, sketch origin. I will pick that, and then if I do not move my cursor, there is a suggestion from NX. These suggestions, first one is coincident. By picking this constraint, I will create two constraints in one shot. I also make it on the center, and I also put it constraint to the bottom. Now you can see it is still in the center moving around, but it is not changing its position from the bottom, and it is still maintaining its center. Now I have only two dimensions, 24 in the height, and width wise it is 48. So let's use the dimension command, or there is already a auto dimension given, so we can use that to our dimension 48 and 24. As it is 48 double of 24, you can also give link or relation, or you can also say a formula, so that it is always double of the height it is given. The width of this rectangle should always be double to the height of this rectangle. If you want to, then we can just double click the dimension we want to give formula to and pick the dimension for reference. It's this dimension. I think it will work only when it is new dimension. Let's try again. This. Now this is P13 and this is 12. Okay. Or maybe we can just give this dimension to half of this dimension, or you can manually type as well. If the selection does not work like this, I can just type here P13 divide by, I don't know, it's going to be into 2. Okay, is it the value you can see here, 48? But now you cannot manually change this value. It is grayed out. If you type something, it will not be affected. And if you want to make it constant again in the way you wanted earlier to manually change it, you can just click here and make constant. It will remove the formula. Now to check the formula, you can see here it's the value that I have given in the formula. Just to check it, if I give it 20, it will change. If I give it 10, it will change accordingly. Now my requirement is 24. So sketch is fully constrained. We can get out of the sketch, and oh, I just tried to rotate by clicking in the middle, but it just took it as an okay. So my requirement is not to create subtract. I want it to be unite, but not in this direction, the other direction, and the value I want is from center is 90. Now there is one thing that is not as per my requirement. This section, my requirement is to be hollow from top to bottom, including the cutout. But now if you notice here, my section is in the center, but if I just create it as it is, it will be, let's see the result, it will be in the middle. So there can be multiple solutions for this as well. You can later on create an additional feature just to cut out or take this section and cut out. We can do that as well, or we can try the start section until next. This will just start from a available section that is available here. Now click OK. This is what I wanted, without the material in the side, in the center, only material available on the outside. Now I can use this face to draw this circle, semicircle, and extend my cutout till 40 millimeter. And as you can see here, I just created the sketch inside, so there is no sketch visible outside. Similarly we can do it here. Again, the extrude command, I will draw it on this face. Now I will draw one semicircle along. Okay, let's start one line, and you can also switch from here, or you can just click and draw or drag, sorry, it will switch to the arc command. And there is one more thing I want you to pay attention to. See this quadrant here? When you click and drag, the tangency will depend on which this quadrant you finish your drag into. If I click drag downwards, it will be tangent to this 90-degree, just like this. If I dragged in this quadrant, it will be tangent in this direction. Did you see the difference? Now it is tangent to this line in this quadrant. If I just move my cursor here, it will be tangent into this quadrant. If I move my cursor here, it will be tangent in this direction. Similarly, if I drag here, it will be tangent in this direction. I hope you understood the quadrants in this circle. I want my semicircle to be in this direction. I'll click finish my semicircle, middle click to finish the command, and now done. Now I will move my semicircle to, just like earlier, I will use the middle point from here to here and coincident. In one shot I just maintained two constraints. Now I need only one dimension. This dimension is 32 millimeter dia, so it will be 16 millimeter of radius. Double click 16. It is fully constrained. You can see fully constrained, and my sketch is ready. Now finish, and the direction specify vector is opposite. Now it already taken the Boolean operation as subtract in the bracket, and the value of subtract I need is 40. Click OK, and my model is ready in 3 simple commands. So I hope you liked this video. If you do, please like and share the video with the friends, and please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.